Hello, I'm Pin and welcome to a how-to for Planet Crafter on how to install mods. So I've ran a few mods in the last episode. I think I had about 12 running in total, and then I did put the spawn objects on a couple of episodes before that, and I've had a few people in the comments say could you do a guide, or they couldn't get them to work, etc. So I figured before we do the next Let's Play, which will be a modded run on probably an intense difficulty, I will show you how to install some of the mods. So as you can see, my jetpack is back to normal, the vehicle is gone, toolbar's gone, all of that stuff, flashlight's back to normal. So I'll tell you how to put a couple of the mods on. Once you've done one or two, it's pretty easy. It's fairly self-explanatory from there. So I'll put like the spawn one, and I'll put like the jetpack one on, say. It's probably the two that people are going to want. Maybe the flashlight as well, we'll see. But yeah, I'll jump over to my desktop and I'll just show you where to get them from and how to install them. Okay, so here we go. Here's the nexusmods.com/planetcrafter. If you type planetcrafter mods as well into Google, as I say, you'll find that as well. I'll also link this down in the description as well, so you can find it that way as well. But the first thing we'll go for the spawn objects mod. So let's go with that first. And we come down here, you'll download it from that little tab there, but as I say, I've already got them all downloaded, so I'm not going to download any of them. Tells you how to use it here in the game, so if you press N by default, but you can change that. That'll spawn things in, but the most important thing is the technical stuff down here. And to install this mod, first you need to install this BepInEx, anyway, however I pronounce that, BepInEx Planet Crafter. You need to install this first, so you have to go to this tool, click on that, and then you have to install this before you put any mods on. You have to put this into your Planet Crafter folder to get them all to work, and then once you've got that installed, you can then start downloading these mods and putting them in the plugins folder, which I'll show you in a minute. So I've got a bunch of these things here. So first, you're probably going to want to locate where you install your Steam games. It's going to be completely different for everybody. I got 4 hard drives. But some people, you might only have 1 hard drive. It just depends where your Steam library is. So that's where mine is. And find your Steam apps, common, and then scroll down to the game, and it's called The Planet Crafter. Oh, there it is. And then this is where we want to install this that Bepin thing. So if we come over to, let me just try and find it. There we go. I could just copy and paste. I'm just copying and pasting it, but you could just use a zip file, or WinRAR, WinZip, whatever you want to use to get that in there. But I'm just going to copy and paste it, and then that's now in this folder. So this has to go in this Planet Crafter folder in your Steam library. You can't put it anywhere else. It has to go in here, because you then double click this. What are you doing? No. Why are you doing that? Run anyway. Go away. I don't know why you're saying that. You never said that last time, but there we go. So there we are. I think actually I used WinRAR last time. I'm not sure why I'm not using that, but there we go. I'm not. I'm just copying and pasting them. But yeah. So there we go. We've now got this installed, and all of these mods you're now going to want to install in this plugins folder. You have to put them all in there. So we've used that. We can get rid of that window. If we then go to, say, the spawning objects, let's go with that one. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. If we then get this one, I'm just going to copy and paste it into there. Again, you could just zip it in there with WinZip, WinRAR, WinAce. Is WinAce still a thing? Anyway, you can use that in there. So now that is in there in the plugins folder. So this has to go in the plugins in here. So we can now close this window down. Let's get rid of that. And then if we boot up the game, it will now be installed. But you have to run that BepInEx thing and install that in the Planet Crafter folder. If you don't do that, it won't work. And then all of the other mods will go in that plugins folder. There's a couple of others like the flashlight and the jetpack, which you have to edit the folder, which I'll show you how to do that. Or the edit, there's an edit file, you'll have to do that. So now we're in here. If we press end, boom, there we go. We've got our item spawn, it's all in. So if we then say, fabric, which is probably what most people are going to want. You've probably seen me do this before. We'll just go 1 and we'll drop that on the floor. There we go. Boom. So that's now installed. So if we come out of here now, and I'll show you how to do the next one, which will be like the flashlight, or we'll do the jetpack first, because it'll be a bit easier to get around, won't it, I suppose? Will it? Yeah, we'll do that. So quit out. And then if we come back to here, let's go back to there, and we'll find, there's the, should we just do the flashlight? We'll do the jetpack because it's much more fun. Where was it? It was at the top here, wasn't it? There we go. It's probably in that list, I just couldn't see it. So if you come down to here, you do exactly the same thing and you install it into that plugins folder. But to change these, run the game once with the mod installed. So you have to put it into the plugins folder, boot up the game, load up your game, get into your world, then come back out. I'm not sure you have to actually go into your world, but I did anyway. And then there's a file that we can edit after that, but you have to run the game first before you do that. So I'll show you that now. So there should be better jetpack. There we go. So we'll copy that. We'll go to our, it'd probably just be easier to use WinZip or something, but never mind. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. But there we go. And then if we just paste that into there, we've got another DLL file now in that plugins section. So that's good. If we then load the game up, so if we boot the game back up, boot back into the game, it will then install this mod, and you can then edit the file from there. Because if you come into here now, the jetpack will still be default. It won't really have changed much. I think the drop rate might have changed. I'm not too sure on that one, but as you can see, my jetpack is still ×1 speed, but I am dropping a little bit less. But if you want to edit the sort of make it drive fast like I was doing, you have to come back out and edit it. But the drop rate should be a lot less now. So you could just leave it at that. If that's all you wanted, that's fine. You don't have to do anything more with that. So that one's okay. But I'll just quickly edit that one and show it you as well, so you can kind of see that one if you wanted to mess around with the parameters. So if we go to plugins, we come back out of plugins and we go into this config file, and then there it is, better jetpack. And as you can see, there's a bunch of parameters. The drop full, remove the drop effect is true. And if we want to go with a speed multiplier, I think I did 5 last time. Should we do like 10? Yeah, let's do 10. And then if we save that, that will now be saved at 10. But as I say, if that's all you wanted, the slightly less drop rate, leave it where it is. You don't need to do anything else if you don't want the speed. You don't have to do the speed. It's up to you. I just thought it was kind of fun. So let's go there. We'll go to the plugins, and I'll just quickly load that up and now show you that that has taken effect. And then I'll do the flashlight, because this one you do have to edit. The flashlight will be exactly bog standard. It won't have changed. So you'll put it on and you'll think, oh dear, this hasn't worked. It has worked. You just have to edit the angle and the intensity and some other stuff that you might want to change. So we are in. We've still got our mod spawn, and we've also now got Boomer ×10 jetpack. There we go. Whee! We can fly around. We can get around the map in 2 seconds flat. There you go. As I say, you could set this to whatever you want. You know, you could set it to ×50 if you want, but I would worry if my PC would melt at that, but there you go. So that's that one done. So then if we come out, and we'll go and do the flashlight one next. As I say, this one does require editing, because otherwise, we've got some updates. Otherwise, it will do nothing. So let's shut the jetpack one down. Let's go into here now. We'll copy the flashlight one over. And we'll go back into our plugins. We'll put the flashlight in there. And again, if I just quickly show you here, exactly like this one, it tells you, it's got instructions down the bottom as well. So if you get stuck, download these, you know, there's instructions here. So again, to make these changes, run the game once with the mod installed, and then edit the config file. And then it's telling you here, you can do the flashlight angle and stuff, because it'll still be set like here. All of these parameters are default, so that's the default angle. It'll still be the same regardless of what you've done. So if you've installed it, you put it in and you think this has done nothing, it's because you haven't edited the file yet, so you have to change the file. So I'm going to do that in a minute. So let's jump back in. We'll just load back into our game. I'm not sure whether you actually have to load into the game. I've been doing that, but should we just load into the title screen and then come back? Yeah, let's do that. I'm not actually done that. I just went into the game. So if we come into your BepInEx again file, which is obviously in your Planet Crafter, that's where all this stuff is. We go to the config, we go to custom flashlight, and then as I say, these are all the parameters. You can change the color, you can do all sorts of stuff if you want. I think all I did was change the light range, and I put it at about 80. But again, you can change it to whatever you want. And then if you take the angle, and if we put it to like, I think it was about 100 I had it or something last time. If we put it to 100, there we go. Save that file. That will now be saved. These may say when you boot them up for the first time as well, if you might not have a program assigned to this. I think mine's Notepad, so just say use Notepad, it'll be fine. So that's all good. So if we now load this back up, the flashlight should be set to its the wide angle bright intensity, and I think those are the only two that I've come across so far that you have to edit the file. The rest of them you just put in the plugins and it does the rest, like the vehicle that I had, the crafting from containers, the quick storage, all that sort of stuff that I had in yesterday's video. You just put it in that plugins and away you go. So now let's just quickly go over to here. Yeah, that's probably a bit easier actually. And if we just come in here and we can do the flashlight, and I'll just show that it's worked. There we go, boom. So I'll say if you came in here and you just put that you just put it in the plugin and you didn't edit the file, it would be exactly the same as the default flashlight, and you wouldn't change anything. But the same with the jetpack. I think the fall rate is still there, but the speed isn't. So if you wanted to do the speed, that's fine. If you didn't want to do the speed, then just you wanted the less drop rate, just install the DLL and you'll be good to go. But there we go. That's a quick overview of how to do some of the mods. I hope that's helped some people out. I'd say tomorrow we will start a playthrough on the I think it's probably going to be the intense settings, and we'll play with a bunch of mods as well. There was a few that I wasn't able to install, as I was kind of up against it yesterday, so I didn't really have time to install them, but I got a bunch on, as many as I could. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling, and this is where I'm going to call it. Hopefully this helped you out. This is my first how-to video, so give me some feedback on whether it was good or not, but hopefully I've managed to help somebody out anyway and get some mods installed into their game. So anyway, this is where I'm going to call it anyway and end the episode. So if you like that one, please give me a thumbs up, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe for more. I really do appreciate it. Stay safe out there, everyone, and I'll catch you next time.